Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14. Another game by Pepto-Bismol. Very nice, very nice. Well, this is going to be between Jesse and SickIGN. It's going to be Savon versus Savon. Parallel lives, yes, very good. SickIGN bans Torrent Creator. Looks like Jesse actually doesn't ban a map and then picks College Teeth, so he just doesn't seem to care. Phoenix Heel would be proud. Looks like the replays are from his perspective as well. And we have a base runner retire from SickIGN. Same for Jesse, and he's gonna start with LAV Fab. I mean, I don't actually like it when people do that, but, you know, it's not like I can stop them, so. I think it's always good practice to ban a map against your opponent. If you don't know which map to ban, I think it really means you just haven't thought about it, but... Disqualified! Boom! Can you ignore faction picks so your enemy picks your faction? I mean, man, if you really want to, you know? Again, that's not how it's supposed to work, but it's like, I'm not gonna stop you. By the way, we do have LAV Fab coming up for SickIGN, but it's SC first for him. And it looks like a Sport Cruiser for Jesse. This is a good example of what I'm always talking about, how this is kind of the wrong order. This is gonna be a very, like, a very similar game state, right? Where they're both getting a support cruiser first, except look, he's just slower because he got LAV Fab before this. So if you're gonna go for SC first, always get it before you get a tech. Of course, of course. Hey. Look at this. Alright, what's up with this? I didn't notice this until like just the other day when we were casting a game. You can like see some blue from underneath the deck. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. Oh, what's that? When I like went in, I can see even blue. Come on now. Oh, why is it so difficult? I don't know. You get the point. Oh gosh, what is this? Anyway, I imagine that's like the docking port for the gunship and the bomber or something, but I don't know. Yeah, what are we doing with our lives? Anyway, so we do have a couple of LAVs building for Jesse here. He's going to move out onto 2 base. Again, we'll be a little bit slower than SickIGN. But right now it's AV tech for SickIGN, and Jesse actually getting railguns now, but he was going for a production upgrade first, so probably going to see some LAV pressure here. And production upgrade comes out for SickIGN as well. Of course, he's on 2 base. He actually has all 4 salvagers too, so expect to see him floating a lot of RUs here, but he can use that to get the upgrades, which are pretty expensive on RUs. But yeah, he does have that carry production upgrade, so he'll be able to spam out a bunch of AVs if he wants it. Check the production tab here. Looks like he is building an AV already. And here comes the first LAV. So this is fine timing for SickIGN. Like you know, he's gonna have AVs just about when he gets attacked, so everything's totally fine for him. And I'd say he'd be pretty happy with this early game. I mean, I don't know if he knows that he was this far ahead of his opponent. Well, actually, I know that he doesn't because he didn't send a probe out or anything, but... you know. Yeah, but Con F can float that well. Their carrier's way up in the air. But yeah, he is actually fairly significantly ahead, I think I would say. However, we do have railguns coming out. Actually, 2 railguns being built already, so... Yeah, we'll see what Jesse's plan is. If he gets really aggressive with these and he manages to take good trades, he could have a good time here. SickIGN probably remembering his series with just carrier. He'll be not underestimating the AVs this time. So we'll see if maybe he's able to pull that against his opponent here. It is College Teeth. It's a very good map for it. This was Jesse's pick, of course. Good railgun hits though. There's the smoke being used, and the AV gets away with 14 HP. Very nice, very nice. We do have the logistics modules powered up for Jesse here. Yeah, the thing is, not all AVs are built the same, are they? Not all AVs are built the same. This guy on 14, though, you really want to send him back to get healed, because he's not worth much in this fight, you know? Especially with his smoke cooldown being down. So, yeah, even this LAV could kill it. Oh, I think it will. Oh, it takes him down to 2 HP. Okay, but he's gonna go back and get healed. Wow. Never mind, it was just an elaborate bait. Very good, very good. Look, armor 1 saves no, actually that's not true, because it only reduced the damage he took by 1, so... But still. Amazing. Amazing. Now the key oh, by the way, I love this actually. He's gonna flip his carrier position here, because he knows he's gonna get attacked on this side. I mean, that'll cost him a little bit in terms of mining time, but like, he's gonna have his carrier in the right position, so that's actually pretty good. But the play here for SickIGN is to use smoke to get up on top of the railguns. So I really like how Jesse has split them up here as well. Still though, one of them gonna start taking fire now. And that, you reckon, will go down. Yep, there it is. Salvagers can get back to work though, because the smoke cooldowns are down, so now there's not really too much threat here. Here come the LEVs for Jesse. Actually, they can target this AV, which is still low from earlier, although it can smoke itself to buy a bit of time, but... Looks like he is gonna try that, but it's a little bit too late. And yeah, LEVs is gonna do some nice harassment on the bases here. SickIGN is setting up his 3 base at the moment, but... Well, if he loses first base, that's gonna be okay for Jesse. But it looks like these LEVs are not quite gonna have the bite here to kill off too many salvagers. Only one of them goes down. So overall, it's not bad for SickIGN. Again, he's got 3 base set up, so he's actually pretty ahead here. Taking carrier mobility as well, that's quite interesting. But yeah, I wonder for the bit better micro, he might have been able to pull that off. I think if he's up on this ridge here, the ALM can't hit him, and he'll have a bit of high ground, so perhaps it was possible to get more damage there, but... Either way, that's a lot of AVs. I think that SickIGN really is trying to do his best just carrier impression. Thing is, for Jesse, it's a little hard to be proactive on the field because you know your opponent has threat to kill your bases, but at the same time, like, you kind of have to get something done because you're 2 base versus 3, so... He needs to be a little bit more active here, but it's easier said than done. I do like AV Fab though, because that'll let him get the railgun armor upgrades, which are very effective against AVs. Very effective. I agree. I agree. Base runner building for Jesse as well. Actually, that could precipitate his moving out, so that's good. Plus, you gotta realize the targeting jammer can be very impactful in a fight like this, where the AVs just want to get up on top of the railguns. It slows them by a lot, and, you know, they can't shoot, obviously, so... You can't use smoke as well when you're in the TJ. So that could actually result in a lot of damage being done. But these little forays by the LEVs, well, at some point I love it, because it's, you know, some sort of harassment. You kind of need more to do damage to the bases, because the support cruiser has guns, and more importantly, it has healing. So, you know, you're barely out DPSing the support cruiser's heal here, which means, like, look at the damage the Salvager's taking. Very, very, very slow. But, Just Carrier is correct, you know, you don't want to pull your entire army to deal with such small harassment, so he's kind of getting value out of this anyway, but still. Yeah, you can see these Salvagers are just not actually going to go down. Here goes the base runner. Getting caught out a little bit, but again, he can use his oh my gosh, these guys have an attack order on the LAVs, so all of their turrets are pointing the wrong way. But he can use the targeting jammer to kind of swing this fight a little bit when it happens. I wouldn't pull the carrier here, though. You want to leave it on the base, because you're going to lose a lot of money like that. Yeah, it looks like one Salvager did actually go down on the 3rd there. Yeah, I don't know what the heck is happening here, by the way. This is some kind of anomalous behavior. But yeah, you really want to make sure you leave that carrier on the base unless you have some really pressing reason to move it off. Yeah, railguns really want to be on this position as well. This little hill can block them. It's a little hard to see from the TAC, of course, so it's always good to be out of the TAC menu when you can. And again, he'll show up over here, but still, he doesn't have the DPS to really do anything on this side. So it's not a big concern for SickIGN. Base runner gonna try to extract now. Again, keep an eye on that targeting jammer. But we do have artillery finished for SickIGN. And that's a good call. You know, artillery is definitely a good answer to railguns just in general. Not to mention the map, it's College Teeth, you know. It's a good artillery map, so. Very good barrage here. It's gonna kill, I think, all of these railguns actually if they don't get moving. Oh! Oh, that was close. No, it looks like they survived, but just barely. One of them did go down. But the base runner will extract, so that's fine. And it looks like fighter and gunship tech for Jesse. That's kind of interesting. On paper, that could work, right? You just show up, snipe off the artillery cruisers, and then, you know, what's the threat of the railguns? Well, the AAVs still, but railguns nominally can answer that pretty well, so... Looks like he's trying to set up his 3 base as well. Yeah, wouldn't that be sick? Actually, it can, but the artillery cruiser PD fires at ground too, so it needs line of sight, because, you know, for reasons, but look how little damage it does. I mean, it might as well not even exist. Nice. Oh, what are you shooting at? What's over there? Anyway, railgun's starting to take, well, yeah, take some fire, but also deal it out. Let's survive, though. LAV's getting up on this base. This time, they may be able to kill the SC, but it'd be nice if he would send all of them in here as well. Looks like a railgun fit on the side as well. And SickIGN has a decent amount of carrier power. Looks like, actually, he finished fighter and gunship. Interesting. They both have it. And they're both not building any air units. Well, I wish they would have done that, because then, you know, you wouldn't have this problem where, like, units either need line of sight or don't. Looks like SickIGN's carrier gonna pay a little bit of respect to the railguns here, but he's got a lot of money, by the way. I mean, if he wanted to build, like, you know, 20 strike fighters, he could do it, but... Looks like it's gonna be TAC bomber fab. Yeah, we do have a strike fighter on the queue now for Jesse, but... Yeah, I really think he needs to build more of these, because that's your answer to the artillery cruisers. And again, very, very bad to move the carrier off the base like this. Attack move. This isn't StarCraft 2. Don't do that. You can see, like, artillery cruisers are not really happy to be up in the fight like this, but if there's so many of them, they really do kill the railguns pretty quick. Honestly, these LAVs could be pretty threatening, though. Nice TJ, though. But this guy's just barely out of the TJ effect. Barely. So he's gonna get the kill. Nice. Takes out an artillery cruiser to, like, 2 LAVs. That was happening, I think... Well, no. Artillery cruisers only have 2 armor. Now, these things are squishy as heck. Here comes the strike fighter. There's only one again, but... Oh, this carrier's moved so far. Again, you're losing a lot of money for doing that kind of thing. But the strike fighter's gonna come in here and start hitting things. LAVs really want to stay here and kill off these artillery cruisers, because there's not really any defense for them. He knows the AVs are out of position. But yeah, this is gonna be fine for SickIGN. Support cruiser anti-air is teching as well, and once he has that, it's gonna be fine. Well, actually, there's only one support cruiser here, so, you know, Jesse could theoretically kill that. But yeah, the ALMs are actually doing a lot of work to stop the LAVs from getting any damage done on the other side. Again, a little bit silly to move all 6 of the AVs over to deal with 1 LAV, but again, you need to leave the carrier here. It can't be moving around like this, because you're losing a lot of money like that. If you want to, then you can build a support cruiser. That's fine, but you can't move the carrier like this so much. Remember, support cruiser anti-air is done. Base runner even getting involved as well. Yeah, I noticed that his carrier is low. I mean, maybe he's moving this to try and heal it up or something, but... Yeah, all those strike fighters ended up going down here. And I guess I feel like the problem for Jesse is that he hasn't really done like a concentrated attack. He keeps going in with too few things. Wow, that looked good. This poor logistics module is not long for this world. This, by the way, a good demonstration of why artillery is very strong on Call of Duty, right? I mean, you can just hold this position, the extraction zone is taken care of, you know, your opponent's never gonna get that, and you can just blow up their main base, so that's pretty good. And now we find ourselves in a 1 base versus 3 scenario, which is not good. He does really want to move this onto the base over here, but... yeah, it looks like even the second base taking some fire now. Yeah, which is good, because otherwise this number of artillery cruisers could just like one-shot a carrier. Here comes the gunship, but it's a little questionable what it'll be able to do. By the way, Bomber Fab's still done for SickIGN, but it doesn't seem he has any intention of using it. Here comes the gunship, but by now there's actually quite a lot of anti-air here. There's even an anti-air turret. And SickIGN giving a move order to drop a TJ onto his opponent's carrier. That's a little strange. But yeah, I just don't see any defense here at this point for Jesse. It's a little bit too far gone. LAVs really should never be hit by artillery if they just keep moving. So. Yeah, these ALMs are actually really powered up, which is helping to deal with the... oh look, this is support cruiser here. Oh, but this is not a support cruiser here. Yeah, I mean, and again, you can't move your carrier off the base unless you're gonna put a support cruiser there. It's just so much money is lost. You can't build any army and then you'll fall behind. But yeah, these ALMs are actually doing a good job just holding the LAVs off of the artillery cruisers. A little surprised SickIGN not taking the microwave emitter, which could be pretty effective here. Heaven knows he's got the money for it. I don't know what a salvager is doing here, but it's not going to be there for long. Well, it sure wasn't long for this one. A bomber would be really sick here, but like gunships are just not really gonna do it. And the carrier does go down to the artillery in the end. Even these ALMs actually doing some pretty serious damage against a Savant carrier with no power in the armor. And yeah, SickIGN will take the first game here. He never used his air fab, which is a little sad, but oh well, he didn't need it. Well, let's move into game 2. Which is going to be Canyon Outpost. This one's SickIGN's pick. A what? Base runner tire comes out for SickIGN again, same thing for Jesse. I'm hoping we don't see LAV fab. Uh-oh. Because again, if he wants to go for the, yeah, don't worry, we will. I suspect you were watching this on stream, so you know he was floating a heinous amount, but we'll catch it all on camera. Because as Jesse says, he can't keep getting away with it, right? Anyway, yeah, if it's gonna be SC first, you really don't want to be getting LAV fab. You want to be going for the support cruiser before that. And it looks like that is gonna be the play. Ah, no, he is changing it up, so he's queuing up a lot of LAVs here. Although I'd cancel like 4 of them. You want to get the production upgrade first. Just because, as I always say, money in, like how do I say? Production good, queue bad, right? Money in the queue is being spent for no benefit, so it's best to avoid queues if you can. SC pops for SickIGN. And yeah, right now if Jesse would cancel one of these LAVs, he could start carry production upgrade. So that's kind of a demonstration of what I was talking about, but If he wants to go for some sort of attack, he can do that as well. Last time it was rails, of course. But either way, for sure you have to recognize if you're on one base, you need to, you know, you kind of need to do something with your army out in the field. Make your opponent feel the pressure, because otherwise he's just sort of passively getting ahead. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. I don't know why a carrier has a unit cost at all. That's a good point. It's not like you can build them. Although, wouldn't that be pretty sick? Let's see, what's SickIGN building here? Or salvagers, yeah. So he's gonna go, yeah, the carrier shows up on the unit tab. But he's gonna go for some eco here. He's willing to be a little bit greedy. By the way, one thing I'm aware of is that if we have the units tab include deployables like turrets and probes, it'll show up on this tab, but I don't think that's a really big problem. I think it's more handy to be able to see the units lost here. Well, units lost is at 0 right now. Yeah, SickIGN's got 3 idle salves now that can't get onto the base, so that is some good disruption here by Jesse, but still you have to recognize he's on 1 base, his opponent's on 2, so he has to do more than that. Looks like Sport Cruiser building right now, which is good. But if I were him, I might even tech into vehicle damage right now, because you know you're about to be fighting these bases here. Looks like he's gonna target the SC first here. I like to just go for salvagers instead. Yeah, he's gonna change his mind, go for the salves. Very good, it's one of those. But either way, you definitely want to focus fire here, because if you're targeting multiple different units, then you might just not kill any of them. Right now as well, it would be really nice if you would stop the targeting over there, because he's trying to shoot a unit that he can't get line of sight on. But yeah, base pulled off by SickIGN, so that's very good for Jesse. He's gonna get this ALM too, I believe. And a couple more LAVs coming to support as well. Support cruiser is done, so Jesse's moving up onto 2 base now. And he could win this fight too. I think it'd be good if he would take it. Production upgrade looks like teching for him. And I did see fighter and gunship finishing for SickIGN. Let's see if he's building any of those. No, not just yet. And that actually makes sense. He does have some stuff to take care of on the home front here. But yeah, for the time being, Jesse was able to sort of force him back onto 1 base for a little bit, so I still think he's going to be behind in terms of economy, but he's done something at least, so it's good to see him try for it. Note as well, though, we actually have all 4 salvagers for the 2nd base, which is really surprising, but there's no support cruisers, so it isn't a huge problem for Jesse yet. You know, you really don't mine terribly efficiently RUs from the, like, long-distance mining like this, but you know, oh, actually, I guess it's only 3. Still counts. Still counts. SickIGN moving his carrier off the base as well, which is a little bit funny, but I mean, he does really just want to get back on there. Especially because he's got a huge RU float. Remember, this main base is the most efficient one in terms of CU collection, so you really don't want to be... Oh, no. Yeah. He was building strike fighters, by the way, but he just canceled them, so... exactly what the play is. Yeah, you want to build strike fighters because you've got like 1 million RUs, and it's really good to be able to spend the RUs. By the way, production upgrade would also be nice here. But same with another support cruiser to get up onto 3 bases. There's a lot of things he could go for, but certainly he must get this carrier back onto the base. Looks like straight to attack bomber fed. And for Jesse, do we have a tech choice? Yes, we do. It's fighter and gunship for him as well. Air versus air, always fun to see. I think his LAVs are upgraded here. They're fighting terribly well there, but end up going down. Yeah, which again is why it'd be really nice if you'd be on the base here. Support cruiser finished this for SickIGN though, and that's probably headed to the 3rd. Although honestly, he would make more money by just leaving this here right now. I'm not even kidding. And with production upgrade not finished yet, he's also never really going to be able to fight LAVs here, so you really want to get that tech. But again, it costs CUs, and there's, for some reason, you don't have many of those, I don't know. Yeah, he does have the SC in position now for that third base. It's like this probe will not be long for the world. Even a bit of high ground being obtained by the LAVs, because, you know, that makes sense. But the artifact does come out for Jesse, so that's always nice. And he's got strike fighters on the way first, amazingly. Yeah, I would rate their economic situation here like even right now. That's how bad it is to have your carrier off the base. Jesse's making just about as much money as his opponent. And I love this attack by the LAVs, actually. I think he should go in with it. Because the strike fighters can come and, like, see where the support cruiser is, and then the LAVs can finish kills that the strike fighters start. But he's gonna launch just with 2. That should be enough to kill a couple salvagers here, but it's not the most dangerous launch. SickIGN finally getting that production upgrade. Looks like he does have some strike fighters as well, so he could use those to respond here if he wanted to. Salvager goes down. And it's worth noting that there's like a window where the support cruiser can be healing the guy because you don't one-shot him. If you have enough strike fighters to one-shot them, then the support cruiser's healing does not come into play. So definitely you can make the attack a lot more effective by going in with 4 or 5, but for now it looks like Jesse just gonna keep building those. Both players stacking up quite a lot of RUs now. But we do have SCAA teching for SickIGN. That's obviously a sensible choice. If it's going to be an air war, you want to have the ground-based anti-air. But if I were him, I wouldn't be building bombers right now, because they are expensive and your opponent has strike fighters already to deal with them, so doesn't seem like the most effective choice. LAV's going to show up here now. And they've got armor 1, so they're going to be a little bit survivable against ALMs and support cruisers here. For the time being, it looks like he wants to hit the support cruiser, but here come the strike fighters. They're going to try to say no to this. And they should do. Because again, you have the healing from the support cruisers. It's actually pretty difficult to outdo that healing. So he's going to change his mind, try to go for the salvager before everyone dies, and I agree. That's the correct call. Is he going to get it, though? Yes, just barely. Actually, I think that guy might have lived if he would have targeted him with the support cruiser for healing. But here comes strike fighters. Actually, they're gonna try and kill off this. They're gonna try and kill off this support cruiser. Are they gonna get it? I think they have one more pass. Yes, that support cruiser's dead. Okay, nice. That's good timing because support cruiser anti-air just finished, like literally right now. So, uh-oh, this guy staying a bit too long, but he gets away. Very nice, very nice. Okay. He didn't lose a single strike fighter, by the way. So that's pretty good. And again, SickIGN's carrier is still here for some reason. He even built a gunship. Well, actually, that could be good because there are a lot of LAVs that your opponent is building, but again, you know, this heavy air actually struggles against strike fighters. That's like that's the answer to it, and your opponent already has it, so it'd be good to not tango with that kind of thing. Oh yeah, he does have triple production though, doesn't he? Looks like AV fab for 215. And SickIGN did a good job getting the ground-based anti-air, right? He has SCAA, so he should be able to fight the air war, but he hasn't really, like, bothered. But either way, that's what you want to see Jesse do at this point, is get some anti-air that he can use at home against the strike fighters from his opponent. Because that's going to mean that his strike fighters have dominance in those areas, and that means that the bombers and gunships can't go in there without taking losses. So that's what you want to see. Triple base runner for SickIGN, very interesting. And yes, Jesse's getting support cruiser anti-air. Very good, very good. He's got a lot of RUs, so yeah. You have to be careful with this though. You know your opponent's got SCA, plus the base runner you can get a kill here. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, this is good. He's gonna call the dock order now, but this is actually gonna send him flying over the SC, so one of these is gonna die anyway, probably both. Yep. Down they go. Yeah, you need to be careful running over all these base runners, because that is quite a lot of anti-air actually. You want to just let your ground-based army fight that off, and then you can have the strike fighters go in afterward, if they go in at all. Nice TJ. Looks like he's actually going for the probe right now, which is kind of funny. But again, you know, SickIGN could have done some good by launching the strike fighters there and killing everything. Oh look, he finally fixed his carrier. Yeah, it doesn't seem he was very interested, so... Could have probably killed off all of those strike fighters, but only got like 2 of them. And Jesse going straight for the BC fab, alright. I think honestly it'd be better here to have like assault cruisers or something. They can have anti-air, do a lot of damage to this ground-based army, but hey man, BCs are pretty cool. He's got a bit of a economic problem at home, by the way, but I'm sure he'll figure that out eventually. Yeah, we do see AAV fab for SickIGN as well, building more air units, which he's used very well so far. Yeah, BC Fab gonna finish pretty soon. Actually, what Jesse needs is more CUs right now, which is kind of surprising, but we don't usually see people float RUs in Jaraci. That's usually quite the opposite problem. But BCs do cost a lot of RUs, and he'll have the money for it. The problem is just that, like, bombers are actually a very good counter to battlecruisers, so... And this is almost full wing here, this is ridiculous. Extraction gonna come out, by the way. Brings the scoreline 2-0. I like the anti-air posts here. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to do any like kind of air sorties on this area. Like I said, assault cruisers would be really handy here because you know, what does your opponent have that can fight them? The bombers. That's it, right? But you've got the strike fighters. So assault cruisers can get anti-air, which means that your strike fighters are able to fight the bombers off. I think that would really be the way to go. Although it's a bit easier said than done. That's definitely a fight that would take a lot of micro, but I think it's one that you would probably win. Oh, he launched the air and then just immediately docked it. That's unfortunate. But we do have BCs on the queue now, 2 of them in fact. 1 for each of you. This LAV here having a Mexican standoff with this AON. Very nice. Poor TJ. Oh, it's gonna live! Everything's fine, everything's fine. Survives on 29 HP, very good, very good. Looks like Jesse's gonna try something with the air now. Finds the base runner, which is out on its own. Again, SickIGN has full wing here. He's got every available strike fighter built, so it'd be nice to see him use those here. This is a situation where he could get some kills on his enemy air force. No, not interested. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Did he really just go AFK during the match? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, no wonder he didn't use the air force there. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Enemy signature identified. Did he have his mouth open the whole time as well? That's something he tends to do. LAV's gonna poke in here, by the way, but I think it's usually best to actually stay and kill off the TJ. Leaves it on 8 HP. Yeah, just because it actually does slow you down quite a lot. Looks like he's gonna take out the space runner, by the way. But SickIGN moved to the base runner, so that means he must actually be here. Gonna launch the gunships too. And the strike fighters though. Again, strike fighters want to target the gunships, but it's dangerous to be here. There's a lot of anti-air, so he's gonna try for it though. Oh gosh. It's gonna go about as well as you might expect. Again, this is the reason why having the ground-based anti-air is very valuable in these scenarios. Oh no, he switched target, he didn't kill the... Oh. Oh no. He didn't kill the SC. Oh, it's at 63. Anyway, yeah, you can't run your strike fighters over this area. There's just too much anti-air, so... Ouch. And with all the strike fighters dead, that means that the BCs are very vulnerable to bombers too, but we'll see if SickIGN ever actually launches. Okay, here we go. And yeah, you're right, he's floating a fair bit. A fair bit. Yeah, you want to use the smoke immediately when you realize you're getting targeted here, because it does have a healing effect, so you can try to out-heal the damage, but it's going to be very difficult. And it looks like strike fighters for Jesse being tasked to fight over here, but it's going to be way too late. There's a lot of strike fighters. BC is going to go down. So that sucks. Again, this is why I said I think assault cruisers would probably just do better here, but we're going to see missile batteries being teched, so perhaps there will be chances to fight them off with that. It's going to need a lot of anti-air though, because that's full wing, literally. So. And none of them died on this pass, which means that they're really going to be quite resilient. Something died over here, but I think that was just a probe. Let's check the units lost tab. Oh, jeez. That tells the whole story, I think. That tells the whole story. Would be good for SickIGN to leave an SC over here and heal this guy up, by the way, but... Yeah, we do have more BCs building for Jesse, which is good. He's gonna need something to deal with this carrier. And then I think he should just be like spamming missile batteries. He needs a lot of them, because there's a ridiculous amount of air here. And that's what he's gonna do. Very good. Getting armor 3 would actually be very helpful as well, because it makes him a bit more resilient against bombers. Nice opportunity for TJ here, by the way. It looks like he's gonna miss it. So down goes the base runner. But yeah, we got a lot of missile batteries here, and with the BC out too, this carrier is really not very threatening. Because, you know, it doesn't even have any power. It's got like power 1 and mobility, so it's not really particularly dangerous. And this BC will easily be able to fight it. Plus, Jesse actually has a lot of power just from artifacts too. And he's got bomber fab, what the heck. Okay, well he's gonna build one of those now. Worth noting though, these support cruisers in the front line provide actually quite a lot of anti-air. And this, I think, is really the best use case for support cruiser anti-air as well. When you've got them up together with the carrier in the sort of sledgehammer position like this, makes it very, very difficult to launch your air against that. Base runner gonna survive, by the way, so there's a chance for SickIGN to get extract here. And that would be good. Like I said, he doesn't really have much carrier power to play with, so it'd be nice to get some of that. But yeah, Jesse gonna scramble the air here, but he has to be very careful he doesn't fly it over the support cruisers, or else it's just all gonna die. TJ being attempted here as well, but that's not really going to land anything. And SickIGN will pick up another artifact here. Try to kirk that one out. BC is warming up there. It looks like it wasn't able to get it shot off. And it'd be really good here to power up this carrier. Like, a fight is imminent, so you really want to have that power allocated if you can. Nice snipe on the base front, by the way. Might even be able to get this one, but it's a little dangerous. You'd have to go over some anti-air there, so... See why he wants to be a little bit careful. Yeah, strike fighters unfortunately gonna find they die. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Uh-oh. Yeah, a little bit more death going on. And it'd be really good for Jesse to build on a support cruiser, by the way, and get it on this main base. Like, right now his salvagers are even idle. I don't know why you would do that, but... Yeah, we'll watch it after this game. Uh-oh. Like, this isn't ever gonna work, because again, there's SCAA here, and there's the anti-air turret posts. Yeah. That's gonna be a paddling, as they say. But he does control the extraction zone of these, so his opponent's not gonna get any artifacts out anytime soon. The thing is, SickIGN just keeps stacking carrier power. Eventually he'll have this thing powered up pretty hard. And, you know, one carrier has a kind of insane DPS at full power. Unfortunately, he's just powering up the ALMs, which is really pretty weak. But again, Jesse really wants to power this up. Power up those weapons. You can really do a lot of damage here with this carrier power. The support cruiser looked like it was an air unit launcher. Yeah, the range is very effective on the Savon carrier. It gets almost, or actually no, I think it gets more range than a railgun in Jaraci. Damage becomes really intense as well. Very nice 2J, by the way. Yeah, the second one. Looks like the bomber are going to be tasked to kill off this base runner, but I'm pretty sure that a bomber will not one-shot a base runner, so... Oh, look at this! He got a support cruiser for his maintenance. Yeah, so as you can see, it does do a lot of damage to it, but it's not going to kill it in one hit. This is a lot of anti-air, though. It's a lot of anti-air. So, Jesse is pretty safe from the Air Force. Although, I mean, these bases could just be completely wiped out, but, you know, SickIGN's not really that proactive, is he? I mean, just look how much the man's floating. That's actually like an ocean over there. But yeah, you really want to move this carrier into position, get this thing powered up, and make sure that you're, you know, fighting your opponent's army, because you can beat him right now. You can beat him right now. This probe has never been so good. It's only a little further. I can smell the extraction zone. It's only a little further. Oh, this is our opponent's extraction zone. Well, never mind. Oh, you mean the ocean that he's floating, huh? Yes. Yes. That too. By the way, using ALMs to fight ALMs, you really want to power them up if you're going to play that way. I don't know why he doesn't just power up this carrier. Air is going to launch again over here. This time there is actually, like, they're bombers, so there's anti-air turret posts, but it shouldn't be a huge issue. I think he wants to kill the base runners, but he'll end up killing the anti-air turret posts, which is nice. I take it back, this bomber's going to die, actually. And he didn't even kill the... Oh, no. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, no. Oh. This freaking base runner is a captain. Oh, no. Oh no! Here comes the microwave emitter. Actually, this is a terrible placement for it though, so this is not a big deal for Jesse, he just kind of moves out of it. But again, you really need to power up this carrier, like get this thing powered and move it into position to fight. This is a big asset for Jesse, but he's not using it here. And now that Power 5 is finishing for SickIGN, he's gonna start evening the score there. And this is all anti-air, it's not terribly effective against ALMs, so... Although you could use the mortars here, that'd be kind of Gucci. Power 5 finishes for SickIGN. Still, he's not interested in powering up the weapons, which is a little sad. It's fun to see the Spawn carrier actually like do damage, but he's more interested in ALMs apparently. I'm telling you, this carrier is no joke. It'll just like blow you up instantly if you power it up like that. Okay, there we go. Now he's powering up the weapons. Doesn't have any power in the range system though, so that's a little bit awkward. But... Now he's gonna fight Jesse here, who again still hasn't powered up his carrier. You really gotta rectify this. Oh man. Uh-oh, that's not good either. BC just on its own out here. Yeah, TJ lands on it, and that's actually a huge problem. Again, look how much damage this Savant carrier does. It's gonna kill this thing before it gets out of the TJ zone, I'm pretty sure. Especially with a bit more power coming into the artifacts here. Nice. Jesse! Jesse! We need to power up the carrier, Jesse! Chill, Mr. Cal. I'll power up the carrier, man. I'm doing a terrible impression, but you get the joke. Full power in the weapons, but no power in the range. It's still a little bit sad for SickIGN, but he does have control of the extraction zone, so he's able to even up the scoreline. And that's good. The clock is actually about to run out on this game, so... Here comes another microwave emitter. This one's actually a little bit more impactful because the anti-air is trying to run away here. And now it finds itself running through the microwave emitter, so that's pretty good. And if you can kill off all the anti-air, you can just sort of, you know, blow your opponent up with bombers here. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the idea. What element do you know that can target air units? A wire! Anyway, carrier taking a ton of damage here. Again, it'd be nice if you power up the armor here, but... Oh no. And Jesse dies with all 7 chips of power never allocated. Oh, I mean, why even tech carrier power if you're not going to use it? Oh dear. Oh no. And SickIGN perhaps with the least deserved win of the Jaraci Cup so far. But he will take it, so let's move into game 3. But first, I think we gotta watch this clip.
Copy a strike fighter online. Enemy sighted. Base runner engaged.
Wait, oh my gosh.
Copy a strike fighter online.
He just leaves.
Enemy sighted. Base runner engaging hostiles. Enemy interceptor engaging.
How long is he gone for? For the entire clip, this doesn't even show him coming back.
Copy a strike fighter online.
Oh my
Enemy
gosh.
sighted. Base runner engaging hostiles.
That's just too good, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like how you call the lower bracket the lower place. It seems very poetic somehow. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. I'm dying over here. Let's jump into game 3. Again, this one's going to be SickIGN's pick. It's on the Shallows. I think Shallows and Boneyard are both similar in a way that they're not very, how do I say? You can have that kind of standoff situation on these maps, it feels. It's a little difficult to push in on them. So that might be the reason for picking these two. Jesse's gonna go with the LAV fab once again. And I think SickIGN also doing the same build as before. He's even quick dropping for it, very nice. Gets that SC queued up at 2930, very good. And when you retire the base runner, you can get it out really fast like that. So he's been doing that all series, but I think this is the quickest one he's had so far, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of LAVs queued for Jesse. And there's the support cruiser. So again, if you're gonna go with the LAVs here, you gotta find some way to pressure your opponent. And Discara, who just knows everything somehow, has really been hammering home. He doesn't think that it's really possible to play with LAVs like this against Coalition. So he's not really a fan of LAV first builds here, but in this particular matchup, I mean, in CBC or SVS as the case may be. But either way, if you're gonna go with this strategy, you really need to be proactive with it. See if you can hurt your opponent a little bit. SickIGN already has LAV tech done. He might tech up into AAVs here. Yeah, but you know I'm right. You know what I'm talking about. Production upgrade comes out for SickIGN. You love to see it. Good tech. But in that case, perhaps he plans to just defend using LAVs, and that is going to be the call. Well, everybody can, you know, as long as you can read JSON. At least it's not JavaScript. Oh, this is a bit awkward. Very nice ALM here. Oh, look, its speed has been reduced to 0. Oh, man. That sucks.
Contact on the board. Light attack vehicle under fire.
I do know words, yeah. I'm glad you're recognizing that, because I feel like people don't give me enough credit for being able to know words. Now, even this LAV in the TJ field here, so SickIGN is really trying to give this flank up. Yeah, well, fair play. You should target the ALM here, because it is TJ. So that's good. Oh no, now he's driving in the TJ. Okay, the TJ field goes away though. Name every word, man. We don't have time for that. Come on. Well, somehow managed to kind of lose this fight here. Yeah, it was all just a bait having the TJ over his own ALM there. Oh boy. Railgun tech is done now for Jesse. He's not only stunned, he's also shocked. And stunned. You know, and appalled. You know, when we get Alpha Star playing freaking DOK, this is the kind of strat that it's gonna pull. It's gonna make you think, oh my gosh, this AI is so dumb, and then it'll delete the TJ and kill you. Now, you know the real pro gamer move, alright, is you put a TJ down, like over here, and then you drop like 6 det packs into it, and then once your opponent is driving over the TJ, you delete it, and all the det packs will blow up and kill him. Not even kidding, that's really how it works. Of course, it's a dumb idea, you should never try it. But... maybe one of these days I'll try that just for fun. Yeah, setting up like a minefield over here. Of course, it would never work, because if your opponent just targets the det packs, they have like 100 health. But, you know. Oh boy. In fact, det packs detonate det packs, I'm pretty sure. Like, if one of them blows up next to another one, it'll blow that one up, which causes it to do the damage. But it means if you deploy like 5 of them on the same spot, they'll all go off at the same time. If they die in TJ, I'm pretty sure they blow up, but I guess I'm actually not certain. We'll have to test it. Railguns are finishing now for Jesse, by the way. But this is actually kind of a lot of LAVs. He wants to get these railguns involved in the fight here. He's also moving his carrier. Again, he really can't do this, because if your carrier leaves the base, you just lose all of your income, which is not good. Yeah, so this is unfortunate for Jesse here. Railgun's gonna start hitting this base runner though. I think that they're out of range of the TJ, although it does have a pretty long deploy range. Yeah, there it is, but it should be fine. It'll kill this off. So that's nice for Jesse. But now the LAVs are coming. They sense blood in the water. And you really do need to be aware of this. Like, you need to bring these LAVs over here, because these railguns are very exposed right now. Uh-oh. Here come the LAVs. And he gets it now. He's going to bring the LAVs over there. But again, the carrier's still on the base. Blood in the sock. I don't know what that means. Rail's gonna start going down here. 3 of them dead already. That's a really nice, oh, and the suit. I still don't get it. But again, you can't do this. You can't move your carrier off the base like that, because he's just losing all of his income here. Crippling. Yeah, this is really, really bad. I mean, it's hard to overstate just how bad it is. This kind of thing just makes you lose the game. Straight up. Although maybe your opponent will see it and be like, "Oh man, he's on 2 base," but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's true, actually, but. Oh dear. You're like your income here is like 0.2 of a base. It's like that bad. And meanwhile, yeah, SickIGN's on 3 base, so you know that's pretty good.
Enemy unit detected.
Support cruiser's done though. Okay, you really want to move this down here then?
Hostile contact marked. LAV taking effective fire. Enemy on sensors.
I like how he's giving it a guard order on the salvagers. It's very like Homeworld 1 feels.
Hostile contact on the board. New threat identified.
Somehow the logic for like collectors to drop off in Homeworld 1 is better than Homeworld Remastered. I don't know how they have got that sorted out better.
Enemy sighted.
Oh, what the heck? He's pulled off and seen. Anyway, we'll look back into the midfield though, because SickIGN's now trying to extract and he has the units to defend it. There's actually an idle salve here on the main, excuse me, as well, so that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, SickIGN just kind of had all the time in the world to do what he wants here. He's got Railgun Fab now, and he's got a couple out on the field. He's getting AV Fab too, and that's probably going to be for the upgrades there. Similar to last game, nobody seems to care about powering up their carrier, but you know, ideally he'll get on that in a moment.
Enemy signature identified. Salvager construction complete. Ready alert. All stations. Hostile carrier approaching AO.
Interesting deployment for starts taking fire from the railguns though. Does seem to be a little bit careful there. Distraction comes out for him.
Enemy sighted. Contact on the board. Sensor post under fire. Enemy unit detected.
This carrier's still taking some fire to be fair, but LAV's actually managed to kill off a railgun too. Jesse's not fighting this too bad. Problem is that if SickIGN, oh no, he's gonna task the entire army to clean up this attack that he can just do nothing about instantly. You could go over here and just kill off all of these railguns right now. That'd be a lot better to use the LAVs that way.
Enemy contact on sensor.
Sporkers are taking some serious fire here. Nice kill on the railgun though. That's actually gonna heal him for 100 health, right? I think that SickIGN doesn't have high ground though, like, but I guess he probably wouldn't have range if he moved up onto the hill here. This is probably max range for the railguns. Here come the LAVs finally. Now they've found their target. Where's the LAVs for Jesse? They're just sitting over here. There's not that many of them anyway. But he does have AV Fab done. Actually taking into assault cruisers, but for once I think it's not a good idea, because SickIGN does have the rails to answer it already. And he's got money to spare. He should be just spamming out railguns here. He's also taking ACs. Interesting.
An LAV has been lost. LAV taking effective fire. Enemy contact on the board. Hostile unit marked. Hostile threat marked on sensors. Enemy sighted.
Yeah, like I said, it seems like this is still turning into a bit of a standstill, which is kind of the same as it was on Canyon. It's definitely favoring SickIGN though. I mean, again, he's still on 3 base. His opponent's still on 2, and he's getting the artifacts out this time. Amazing things happen when you don't go AFK. Mark target being used as well. You love to see it. People don't use this ability enough. I mean, anytime you've got like more than 4 rails, you have to use mark target. And Jesse gonna try to meet this by moving the carrier forward, but this is not very good here. This ain't it. Because he just, you know, he doesn't have any defense here. You need to be actually moving away from your opponent and trying to buy for time in this kind of scenario. Second extract comes out for SickIGN. He's taking armor 3 as well. Cancelled the AC tech for fighter and gunship. That's interesting. Jesse, man, no fear. He's just gonna drive his carrier out here like a madman. But this is surely to his own demise. It'd again be nice if SickIGN would power up the weapons here, but... well, to each their own. Again, very good use of mark target here. And the carrier would go down, and SickIGN takes the game. Well, it takes the game and the series, I should say. So that's that. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed watching SickIGN float an entire ocean and go AFK randomly during the series. And we'll move on to the next one.